Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kieko and if you are new here, make sure to subscribe. So it's really cold today. I think it's like 7 degrees, so I'm here with my cup of tea, my herbal tea. And recently I asked some of you to ask me some questions on Instagram and I've got all your questions. I screenshot them. So I've got a few that I can answer. Yeah, I'm really excited because I realized I haven't really done like a about me video. I think I'm quite mysterious to some people because I barely speak about myself. I think I got a comment about that recently, like compared to other westernized YouTubers, like I don't really open up as much, and that is true. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I have so much that I want to say and I haven't planned out how I'm gonna tell you guys. But I have also received a few DMs from people like kind of caring about my well-being, which is really nice. Yeah, it's nice that I can get support from you guys. And so I'm just gonna be reading your questions. The first one is, when is your birthday? So my birthday is January the 20th and I am currently 29 years old. And there was a similar question. Oh yeah, what is yours and Kurt's zodiac sign? So I'm in between a Aquarius and a Capricorn. It depends like what website you go to, but I think I'm more of an Aquarius and Kurt's actually a Scorpio. I'm not into horoscopes. I'm not the type to like really read into it. I think it's just one of those things where you kind of read it to make yourself feel better. I do feel like it's very vague and generalized, but from what I've read, Kurt is a Scorpio and Aquarius are not supposed to like get on with each other. I think they're like enemies. So at least I can say that that is not true, because Kurt and I are like best friends and we really get on with each other. So the next question is, have I ever thought of living in a village house in New Territories, which is much more spacious? The truth is, not really. I do think living in a bigger space is important if you're gonna like have a family or some pets, and a bigger space is really good for your like mental health and stuff as well. I mean, living in a small area isn't good for long term, I guess. But yeah, no, I haven't considered living in New Territories. The next question I got was, I want to know where people in Hong Kong meet up to find suitable partners. I am still single, so right now I think it would be so difficult to like meet people. There's COVID, there's all these restrictions. I mean, like right now can't even like meet people. For now, I think people do use dating apps, right? There's like several. There's Coffee Meets Bagel, Tinder, Bumble, I don't know, there's all these things. I guess it's really hard to meet up with people and try and find people if you're single right now. I would just suggest like going on dating apps because I feel like that's the most you can do right now until things start opening up. How do you deal with your insecurities? At times I'm afraid to open up to my other half. That is a deep question. I don't know if I can answer this well. How do I deal with my insecurities? I think just admitting the first step is to admit that I do have insecurities, and I think also knowing that it's not only you, like there are other people who have insecurities. Definitely, I think everyone has an insecurity. I think to open up to your other half is that you need to trust that person. If you don't trust them enough to open up to them, then I guess it's gonna be really difficult and there's kind of no point. Like your other half is supposed to be there for you and listen to you and care about you, and you should be able to tell that person everything because there's trust and it's someone that you can like depend and rely on. And also for yourself, like I know trusting people is a very difficult thing, especially if you've been hurt before and betrayed, but anyone who's mature enough should understand you. I think that's the key thing in relationships. It's communication and being mature enough to understand and to put yourself in the other person's shoe, and to not be so selfish and self-centered. It's like we should accept the other person's flaws. Not everyone is perfect. Like, yeah, I have my fair share of insecurities. Like, I know I'm not perfect. I know that I'm not 100% confident, and I would only be lying to myself if I said that I'm fully confident about everything. I trust, like Kurt, for example, I trust him enough to tell him everything about me. How would you describe yourself? I'm a very forgiving person. I think I forgive really easily. I give people a lot of chances. I've been told this before, that I'm kind of very soft and emotional. Like, I really put people in front when I care about friends or my partner. Like, they will be my #1 priority. I think that's why I get hurt easily if they suddenly stop talking to me, or then they suddenly got like annoyed with me. I'm the type to like get hurt and get really emotional, like crying. But another thing that one of my really close friends said to me is that I'm kind of like a cheerleader. I really support people. Like, if they have something good going, some good news, and something amazing is happening in their life, like, I'll be there. I'll be cheering them on. I'll be so happy for them. Yeah, there's not even an ounce of like jealousy or spite or envy or nothing. So yeah, forgiving, emotional, and a cheerleader. And another one is, what is one thing in life you're most grateful for? Having a roof over my head. Like, if I had to pick a really important thing, it's like, actually I have more than one. Being loved by Kurt, like having Kurt in my life, is obviously what I'm really grateful for. I feel like if I didn't have Kurt right now, I wouldn't even know what I would be doing with my life. Why did you get married so early? How do I answer this? What is early in your opinion? Like, I'm 29, okay? I know people who have given birth at 25. I don't think I'm young. I think for women, we have like a clock in our body, especially if you want children. It's better to have it earlier than later, and I'm like approaching 30, and they always say the best time to have children is between 25 to 30. I know it's possible to have children between 30 to 40, but it's just like better to do it sooner, you know? But yeah, I don't think I got married too early, in my opinion. Please share more details of your new job as a kindergarten teacher. I'm thinking, should I make a video about this, because I could get like really into detail, but long story short, I think being a kindergarten teacher is so nice. It's good when you love children, and it's good when you love teaching children. I think those are the two qualities that you need to become a kindergarten teacher. Yeah, children are just so innocent and sweet, and they bring so much joy to the world. But if you're interested to know more about kindergarten and teaching, then just comment down below, and maybe I'll do like a video on it, going into details and answer like more questions about it. Where would you like to travel first when COVID ends? Everywhere. I just want to do a world tour. Kurt and I haven't really traveled anywhere, which is kind of sad, and before I traveled a lot, so I kind of miss traveling. Yeah, I want to go to Japan again. I want to go to Taiwan. I've never been there. I want to go to America. I want to go to Australia. I want to go around Europe again. And I also really want to just take Kurt everywhere, because he hasn't experienced going to many countries like I have. Yeah, I think the first place I would go when everything is over would be Japan. I mean, I've been to Japan several times since I was born, but I've never actually been to Hokkaido, and I've never been to Okinawa. You mentioned in previous videos that you were about to buy a house, but that house was bought by someone else, so you had to rent one more time. When you buy in the future, where would you prefer, and how big like would you plan it to be? Yeah, so you are right. Like, before Kurt and I found a house in, where was it? I think it was Shekit May or something. So that's like Kowloon. And it was right next to the MTR, and every single room had a window. There was 2 bedrooms and a separate kitchen and bathroom. The bathroom was big enough to have a washing machine inside. The flooring, everything was nice. I just like the fact that it was so bright inside the house. It was quite modern and clean, and it was new furnishing, so all the electric appliances and stuff wasn't old. So we were like set on it and we were going to buy it, and then someone called like 5 minutes before we called. We called the bank and everything, like we were on this house, and then someone called and had already decided to buy it before us. So, but I do think that was a sign to say don't buy it. And after that I re-rented this place, but I did a lot of thinking, and that's gonna go on to my like next topic. Several of you asked like if we plan on moving to another country or something like that, so I'll answer this in more depth later. And I got 2 questions regarding skincare products and like what I'm using, my skincare routine, and then I got a DM about like makeup routine. I think I will do a video on this, like I will do my AM and PM skincare routine, because I am really into skincare now. There's a lot of things that I have started to do, and I've been doing it for more than a year now, so I think it's something that I'm ready to show. Like at least you can see like improvements and stuff. I try to use like Korean and Japanese products, but I also do use The Ordinary and CeraVe and Bioderma for skincare. For makeup I use like a Korean foundation, which I'll show later. So yeah, I will do a video, a separate video on like skincare routine and makeup routine. Okay, so I saved this question. Well, I got several questions asking the same thing. Would you one day move back to the UK with your husband? Yeah, and I got this question before in the other Q&A that Kurt and I did. Yeah, I never gave like a concrete answer, and I can't give a concrete answer now as well, but I am 80% sure that we will be leaving Hong Kong. I'm really sad about it because it's like I just moved here. Like I just moved everything to Hong Kong, and now realistically I think we're just gonna have to leave this place. Where I see myself buying a house and raising children, I think it's not Hong Kong anymore. But yeah, just like reading some of the comments from like previous videos and stuff, I think there's a lot of assumptions that I get support. Like if I move to Japan, I have support there because I have relatives, or like if I went to the UK, I have family there. I don't have support. This is why I say I'm a mysterious person, because I haven't really told you much about my life. But if I'm going to the UK with Kurt, it's literally just me and Kurt, nothing else. I'm not gonna get money from relatives or a house from relatives or like have a place to live. Like we're gonna have to start from scratch, which is before we move, secure a job, secure a place. That's why there's just so much to consider. Like we can't just click our fingers and leave. Yeah, moving countries isn't easy. Like the reason why I was able to come to Hong Kong is because I knew that I had Kurt, and he is local and he knows his way around Hong Kong. Otherwise it would have been really difficult for me to just come here, and I think it's such a brave thing to do, to move. So that goes on to my last question, which is when will you have children? So as I mentioned before, I'm 29 and I should probably try and have children as soon as possible because I wanna have that stability first, like buying a house and that kind of stuff. Realistically, I see myself having children when I'm like 31 or 32. It's kind of later than I want it to be, but I think it's really important to have stability before like rushing into things. Yeah, I don't want to be like renting and moving around so much. I don't think it's very good for like children to grow in that environment. So yeah, thanks so much for asking me questions. I hope that covered everything. Do feel free to ask me any more questions. DM me on Instagram or like comment on YouTube, and I will try and answer those questions in like another video. Yeah, so I'm gonna end the video here. Stay warm, stay safe, and thanks for watching. Bye.